What is up, Hardies and Hardos? We're back at it again after a slight delay with episode 26. And holy shit, Spinny is paying up on his bet. It's not actually a shirt, but I'll accept it. That looks amazing.
All right, I'm glad. I'm glad you accepted it. I was a little worried you were gonna call me out because didn't buy my own Kansas shirt, but this pains me. This like pains me. Like at the end of the show,
Kansas
I'm
number
I'm
one
ripping
fan.
this thing's getting like ripped in half or something. Honestly. Also, I gotta call Bus out. We start the show the same way every time with a countdown. And this time we're just chilling here, and Bus just goes, "Ready, go," and starts the show. That was some rat stuff that the fans need to know about right there. So calling you out, Fetty Bus.
To be fair, I did the countdown, and then you're like, hold up. And so then you wrote one more thing down, and then I said, okay, ready, go.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
that was my thought process. I don't know. I'm
That's
just
fair.
excited.
That made sense too. That made sense.
I just needed to get this camera rolling when you got that on your chest right there, because
Uh,
you're the big Kansas basketball fan you are. Let's
never
get
gonna
some
live this down.
screenshots, please. Hardies and
No, no
Hardos, please take
screenshots.
pictures of this. Yes,
Actually, we're not even
we need
posting
to see
video
this.
of this episode. Just audio.
Oh,
Audio
we're
only
not posting the
episode.
video.
Okay. Well, we should get to breaking headlines so we can get rolling with this bad boy. Got some
Let's do it.
NFL. Got an NFL man, Derwin James, getting paid 4 years, 76.4 mil. Crazy big contract for a safety. Obviously breaks the record for the biggest safety contract of all
Right.
time. Um, yeah, I mean, I do think he's a playmaker. Do I want to pay a safety almost 20 mil, 18
Yeah.
and a half mil a year? Not really.
Not really.
But if he can stay healthy, he's got that like game changer vibe. Other thing is, can he paying a guy that much money that hasn't really stayed healthy? Another sketchiness, but it could work out. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. A guy
From
of his talent is I mean, if you're going to pay a safety that much, it's probably a guy like Derwin James. But yeah, I personally wouldn't pay him that much because I'm terrified of his health. So
yeah,
I'd
health
be worried about
and a
that.
safety combo is not ideal.
Yeah.
Well, from getting paid to getting traded, Roquan Smith requested a trade from the Bears. I understand why. Obviously, he doesn't think that they are going to be a winning type of franchise. They didn't exactly want to pay him, so he's like, let's get him out of town. Also, though, that was announced last week late, and then early this week, it was announced that he did show up for mandatory workouts and has been at training camp and
Okay.
participating in preseason practices. So he has come back and intends to play this year and try to kind of prove to other teams what he's worth. But Roquan Smith does not want to be in Chicago.
I'm glad that once he's actually out of Chicago, I'm going to be so glad because Keem Hicks gone, Roquan gone, Khalil Mack gone. The three Vikings killers all off the Bears. That sounds amazing to me. I'm here
Especially,
for it.
I'm a big fan of Akeem Hicks being gone. That man had a
Yes,
special way of just destroying the Vikes every time, no matter what. This man just be
so annoying.
like Akeem Hicks against Garrett Bradbury last year was one of the worst things I've ever seen. This man threw him around like a freaking dummy.
Keem Hicks was looking like Aaron Donald every time playing us, pretty much.
Facts. Facts on facts. All right. Well, now from the NFL to one of the probably not the biggest, but in a week of a lot of news, it would have been the biggest in other weeks. Camaro Uzman taking that fat L, knocked out, 5th round, bing bang boom. He would have tied Anderson Silva's record for 16 consecutive wins. He had 15. He would have tied Silva's record with that win, but couldn't get her done. That huge upset.
Huge, ridiculously big upset. I mean, this is the pound for pound champ, as they call it. You know, he was literally deemed the best fighter in the world and has been for what'd you say, 18 straight fights essentially. So for him to lose like that, and especially if you watch the fight, you definitely knew that he was going to win. Like if it was going the distance, he had the
Yeah,
decision,
he
no
had the
doubt about
dub.
it. No doubt about it. And for him to get knocked out in the last minute like that, absolutely insane. the move by Edwards was Edwards, right?
Yeah.
Leon Edwards. The move that he had, just sick. He showed him the left, got him ducking, and just absolutely kicked the crap out of him. So if you haven't seen that kick, please go look it up because very impressive kick.
Crazy. And he
Yeah,
went for it. I mean, that's what you want to see, though, of a guy that knows he's losing the fight, right? You're going for it all. You got nothing to lose at this point, so just send that. And he connected with that kick, and it was just like, fights. That's all it takes in the UFC. That's why we love the UFC, though.
Yeah.
Anyone can lose. Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's reaction. Oh my God, that's going to be a meme for the rest of the year, no doubt.
That was absolutely crazy. I wish I would have been able to watch the fight live. I was actually at a wedding myself, so I already knew before I watched the fight, but the fight itself, like Uzman dominated 1 through 4, obviously. So absolutely crazy upset by Leon Edwards.
Yeah, for real. Now some little bit older news, but we still want to talk about it. Very important stuff. Bill Russell is getting his jersey retired by the entire NBA. First jersey actually going to be retired, number 6. Those that are already wearing number 6, like our own Jordan McLaughlin on T-Wolves, LeBron, obviously. Those guys are grandfathered in, so they can wear number 6.
Think of another number 6.
That's why I said Jordan McLaughlin first instead of LeBron. But
let's get some number 6 comments from the Hardys and Hardos. If you know of any number 6s on NBA teams for all our Podal lovers, let's get some number 6s so we can know who's grandfathered in. Funny little comment to ask for y'all if you actually listen.
This obviously makes sense, though. I mean, given his accomplishments, obviously recently passing away, it makes sense, and I'm glad they finally got a jersey retired league-wide. I didn't necessarily think Bill Russell's would be the first one, but I'm here for it. Absolutely.
Crazy to me that it's 6. We're talking like a single digit number, like pretty common number, but yeah, super cool. Obviously deserves it given especially everything off the court as well.
So my one question before we switch topics here for you, Spinny, is there going to be another number retired? And if so, what will be the next number retired?
I think the most obvious one is a co-retirement.
23, right?
Yeah. Jordan LeBron co-retirement.
Yeah.
I feel like that is the most sensible situation overall.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can't really even think anybody else that should have their number retired league-wide. So,
I don't know.
Yeah, 23, obviously.
Is, but...
Yeah. 23, the best 2 players to ever play. Kareem's number?
Yeah.
What the hell did he wear?
Is it 31? I don't know why that comes to mind, but that doesn't seem right.
I'm drawing a blank right now, honestly. Yeah, he'd be another one, I guess. He has enough accolades and, being the all-time leading scorer for as many years as he did it. Obviously, still technically is, but we all know LeBron's about to pass that. But what is it? What's his number?
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I really don't. 33?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
33.
Yeah, but I think 23 is obviously the most obvious one. I mean, 33, another one, you got the Bird Kareem combo there, but that could be something as well, I guess. But I think Jordan LeBron obviously makes more sense.
They better do that. I want to see it done. I really want to see it done. Definitely the best 2 players to ever touch a basketball. At least, obviously, as of now, but
unless you're Nick Wright.
Yeah, Nick Wright really thinks Kareem's number 2. Whatever. We're not going to talk about Nick Wright. That man, he's so up and down with his opinions. I mean, he literally he posted his top 50 or whatever like only a couple years ago, and he had MJ number 2. And now he's just like, oh, actually, I'm wrong. I'm going to put Kareem back at number 2. Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, he did say about that it was because of all the research he put in. And I will admit, if you watch the videos he did about every player, the in-depth and the research you could tell done into that whole list was pretty cool. Like, he gave game by game playoff stats for every year of their whole career, essentially, along with like regular season award stats, how the playoffs went, actual like how you would have felt about it at the time based on the accomplishment that they had. So I got to actually give him credit for that list. I learned a lot more about a lot of players that I didn't know about watching those videos, but I can see your point.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have roasted him too much. I didn't actually watch his video, his reasoning, all that. So yeah, that's good. That's good that he at least put the research in, and he had support for all of his reasons. That's
like
good.
the Jordan, LeBron, Kareem videos were all like 48 minutes long. They're all close to an
he went
hour
back
long.
in.
He went game by game. Everyone except Kareem, because Kareem's career, you like going playoff game by playoff game would be absolutely the most insane thing ever. But
right.
But everyone else except like Jordan and LeBron, he went playoff game by playoff game by playoff game, and like every points in the game, the whole series, and it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Switching gears here. Now we're going to talk about baseball. Fernando Tatis, as you all know, suspended 80 games, which he accepted his suspension, I should say. PEDs. He took close to ball. I probably butchered that. It's obviously a performance-enhancing drug. It's allegedly used by him to treat ringworm. Obviously, we have no idea how accurate that statement is. I've seen a picture that his mom posted on Instagram, and it does look like he has ringworm on his neck. But again, you obviously never know what his intentions were when he was taking that. And either way, there's tons of reports coming out. Padres organization, front office, owner, all that, as well as his teammates, are just absolutely livid at him, and deservingly so, for a team that's just as in on this year as any other team in the league, with especially all those deadline moves they made. You know, they basically traded their whole farm system for Soto and Hader too. And for him, one of their best players to be coming back, you know, they thought they had real World Series odds, but now he's out for the season. And so they have every right to be livid at him. What are I want to say Clevenger's quote here, but Spinny, what are your thoughts about it? Mike Clevenger's quote was very disappointed. The second time we've been disappointed with him. You hope he grows up and learns from this and learns it's more about than just him. That's what Mike Clevenger said.
I mean, I think that's how you got to view it as the organization, right? The whole motorcycle crash situation and not telling the team situation and that whole thing gives you a bad taste in your mouth. And then this happens. Obviously, worst case scenario, like pretty much essentially as hopefully it's different by the time Tatis retires, but at this point, it's essentially meant that you don't make the Hall of Fame. You're just done. You got no shot. You're out. But hopefully it's different by then, given I think there should be some we're back with the light. Some nuance when we're talking about this situation overall, and hopefully by then there will be. But here's the biggest thing. Check your damn medication with your team doctor. You're in the major leagues. Like, that's obvious and simple. Like, and that's what makes it hard for me to believe that it was like a ringworm situation. If it's ringworm, bring it to your damn team doctor and say, here, is this okay for me to take? If I'm a pro player, especially in baseball, I'm doing that with my aspirin or my, like,
right.
Like if I'm putting something in my body, I'm checking it with my team doctor first. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't see how in a sport that blacklist people so much because of PEDs, you're just gonna throw it all willy-nilly around and like try to play the I don't know card. I don't know. It just seems ignorant to me.
Yeah, I completely agree. 100% his fault. I'm glad that's why he accepted the punishment. He said in his statement, this is all on him. He knew he should have known what was in it, and it's his fault for not figuring it out. And yeah, I'm with you. It makes no sense to me how you just don't ask your team doctor. I mean, you got a $300 million contract. I think you have access to some of the best doctors in the world. that you could get that stuff figured out, but apparently not for Tatis. So
Apparently not.
We'll see him again next year, and yeah, like you said, his career might be tainted a little bit, and he might lose out on the Hall of Fame as because of this. But we'll see. As you said, we'll see what happens years from now. We don't know how they'll be viewing that once he's finally retired. The last breaking headline we want to talk about, this one is probably even the one that happened longest ago. But I wanted to, yes, that's why I wanted to save it for last. The GOAT, one of the goats that ever walked the face of this earth for sports, Serena Williams, retiring from tennis following the U.S. Open this year. In her own words, she's evolving away from tennis. She didn't want to use the word retire. She was very reluctant to do this, but she just has her eyes set on other things at this point in her life, especially her family. She wants to continue to build her family. So obviously completely understandable. She's been in the game forever. Easily the best women's tennis player. I would say the best tennis player ever, even males too, with all the accomplishments she had. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible career by her. And I hope she can make one final run at this U.S. Open. That would be amazing.
I want it to, especially because if she somehow pulls out a miracle and wins this thing, that's 40 career major championships. She's 39 right now. Absolutely a joke level of insanity. 23 singles, 14 in women's doubles, and 2 in mixed doubles. So she has majors in 3 different variations of the sport. Absolutely crazy. She's insane.
And all those 14 came with her sister too. That's another cool aspect of that is, grew up, sisters, and 2 of the best to ever walk face of the earth for tennis, at least. Let's see some other crazy stuff. She's the first and only woman with over $50 million in career earnings. And the craziest part about it is she has over 90 million. She's the only one with over 50, and she has over 90 million. So she has double second place, who second in career earnings is her sister. So that's pretty neat as well. For some other stuff, first Grand Slam, she won at the age of 17. Just ridiculous. First African-American to win the Australian Open. That was awesome as well. That happened in 2003. And 319 weeks she spent ranked number 1 with 186 weeks straight. 186.
You can't make. It's almost 4 years straight.
You can't make that up. That's ridiculous. Her career record as of right now, 856 and 154. That is an 85 win percentage. 85% win percentage. For a career that spanned 20 years, unheard of. And you said the Grand Slam she has. She also has 4 gold medals as well. So, just definitely one of the GOATs. Mad respect.
Another huge thing that she did, just like happened last year in the NCAA tournament with the NCAA women's final, Serena Williams consistently out-broadcasted men's tennis for years. Out-audience men's tennis.
Absolutely.
Made more money on viewership than men's tennis. Absolutely crazy in a sport that was never close to that level of change or that level of viewership. And now without her, they aren't always winning those viewership audience views, but it is way, way, way closer now consistently, even after she has kind of shifted out of the sport. So a huge accomplishment for Serena and how far she brought women's tennis overall. Absolutely insane.
Yep, completely agree. Shout out Serena Williams, and again, hopefully she can get another nice run in her last U.S. Open. That would be amazing to see. Well, this actually we didn't even say that in the beginning of the episode. This is going to be a really short episode today, and probably our other one we'll release later this week. It'll probably be pretty short as well. We're already jumping into trivia. I'm not feeling good just because of my absolutely brutal run I'm on of not winning. So,
well, here's the deal for tonight.
Standings are popping up about now.
Yeah, and you can see the W's have been taken all over Bus's ass over the last few weeks.
I'm 7 points behind Spinny right now overall.
And here's the thing, Bus. My questions today, they are pretty hard, but medium and hard questions both have half credit bonuses available.
Okay. Interesting. Who do you? I'll let you choose since you've been killing it. What do you want? You want to answer first or ask first?
I'll ask first.
Okay.
Which pitcher has the career record for complete games?
Nolan Ryan, final answer?
Cy Young.
Cy Young does? I didn't know. I thought maybe since he had the no-hitter record that he would
Cy Young
would have that, but I guess not.
Games record.
Can you keep track, by the way? I have my notes today on my phone instead of my notebook, so I don't have anything to keep track of score. So
yeah, so 0-0.
0-0. Here's your easy question. Serena Williams has how many singles Olympic gold medals?
So she has 4 Olympic gold medals total.
How many are singles?
I'm going to say 2. Now, it's 2 or 3. Let's go with 2 final.
She actually only has 1. She has 3
Dang.
doubles and 1 singles. Yeah. So
I would not have got
that's why I didn't break it apart earlier, because I didn't want you to get this question right. Wow, we both got it easy wrong. Okay. This is going to get interesting.
What player returned a fumble 66 yards the wrong direction in 1964?
1964? How the hell am I supposed to know?
This man threw it out the back of the end zone, and his own team got a safety.
$1964. Oof.
Your half credit, so for 1 point, if you can get the team that he was on.
I can't even think. Man, I can't even think of one player from the 60s right now.
Especially a defensive player, huh?
So this man was on defense and returned the wrong way and just ran into the end zone. So they literally got safety. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous.
Sideline yelling at him. Just
Dude, I seriously can't think of a single player from the 60s right now. I'm going so mind blank. I guess I just got to go for the team. I seriously can't think of a defense player. Let's go Vikings.
It is the Vikings. So 1 point for Bus.
I figured it had to be one of them purple people
Jim Marshall.
Marshall? Come on, Jim. Yeah. What are you doing?
Wrong direction.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna say, if you're telling me this embarrassing story from the 60s, it's probably the Vikings who did it. So I got 1 point, is what you're saying?
You did get 1 point, yep.
Let's go. Okay. My medium question. Over the last 5 years, who has the most catches in the NFL? Last 5 years combined.
That is a very good question, I will say. Is he active?
Yep, active player.
On a team?
On a team, correct. Yeah, it's not Antonio Brown. If you were thinking
that's who I thought of, Loki, honestly.
No, I'll tell you that much. It's not Antonio Brown.
The last 5 years.
Last 5 years, most catches.
I don't know if this is right. We're gonna say Mike Evans.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is
Devontae
Keenan.
Adams?
It's Keenan
Oh.
Allen. Keenan Allen has 509 catches in the last 5 years combined. Devontae Adams has 506, and Travis Kelce is third.
Adams was my guess, but I thought that was too easy.
Yeah, the one fun fact I noticed about this list is that Mike Thomas is the only person in the top 10 with less than 70 games played in the last 5 years, and he only has 55 games played. So it would be Mike Thomas if he played as many as everyone else. No doubt. Let's go. Through the medium, I'm up 1-0. Come on.
All right. What is the record in links for the biggest margin of victory win at the Belmont Stakes? How many links?
At the Belmont. Can you tell me how long a link is again? Or can't you tell me that?
Like in feet?
Yeah. It's like, I can't remember.
8 feet.
8 feet? Okay. Belmont. In links. Let's go 7 links. I feel like that's probably too high, but it's probably something crazy.
The biggest margin of victory ever at the Belmont? You're going 7 links?
I feel like that's already a lot. 7 links? Wait.
So that's like 60 feet, 56 feet.
Let's go. Yeah, it's got to be way bigger than that. Let's go. Final answer, 22 links.
Wrong. Answer is 31 links.
31?
250 feet. Now, if you can give me the year, I will give you 1 point. No hints.
1964.
Wrong. The only reason I brought this up is I said this year once already on a hard question on this podcast.
Right.
About this horse. About
Secretariat did this one too?
Yeah. 1973 to win the Triple Crown.
73.
To win the Triple Crown, though he won by 31 links. 250 feet win to win the Triple Crown.
Bruh. That's insane. Just killed everybody. Oh my gosh. That's actually crazy.
If you win 1-0, I'm going to absolutely hate you.
I'm good at, okay.
If you win 1-0.
This one, I think you definitely have a chance to win. Okay. There's 3 parts to this question, 1 point for each. So like you can definitely just sneak a point here. So right now, as of today, the MLB leaders in these 3 categories: hits, stolen bases, and quality starts. Those are your 3 categories. I want to know the leader of the MLB.
Hits is Paul Goldschmidt. What is hits? Quality starts.
Stolen bases, quality starts.
Julio Rodriguez for stolen bases. Goldschmidt, Rodriguez. Quality starts. Sandy Alcantara. Final.
Let's go! I won 1-0. You got all 3 of them wrong, believe it or not.
Is it a rise for hits?
Freddie Freeman is the leader in hits in the MLB. Goldschmidt's actually second. One sad note: Goldschmidt is ahead of Arise now for batting average too.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Stolen bases. The reason why I thought you would maybe know this one because it's still John Birdie. He's been leading the entire season. John Birdie for the Marlins. He's been leading stolen bases literally all year. At quality starts, I thought maybe there was a chance he would know because this is one of your guys. This is one of your guys.
It's one of my it's one of my guys.
Yeah.
So it's either Logan Webb, who is clearly not, or who's my other guy? I don't know.
It's actually Framber Valdez.
Is it really?
21 quality starts he has this year. Second is 18. There's like 4 people tied with 18, like Alcantara, some guys like that are tied to 18. Framber has the most quality starts, actually. Believe it or not.
1-0.
1-0. This was a brutal trivia showing by both of us, I must say. But I feel like we had some decent questions this week.
Yeah, my questions were too hard, but
I'll take the win this week, but only 1 point. That's not really closing my gap. My 7-point gap that I need to overcome.
For both of us, jeez.
Ha! You can put on your Fat Al segment now that you scored 0 points in the trivia game. I already did that, but now you did that.
Mine wasn't a 3-person trivia though. Sick.
Get out of here.
You got 0 out of 6 questions. I got 0 out of 3. You were twice as bad as me.
Whatever.
The math.
You're right, but whatever.
All right. Roast us up for that. And again, come on, trivia. Let's get this 3-person going. It didn't really work out for us this week given our crazy schedules, but in the future, hopefully on Thursday as well, we can get one of the Hardys on to lose to us in trivia.
Yeah, honestly.
All right. Well, now it's time. Trivia's over. Fun and games are over and cut. Now we're going to go into the real hard shit. Fantasy football.
Fantasy football. Let's get it.
JK, but let's talk about this stuff. Bus and I are currently actually in a Guillotine League draft as we speak right now. First draft I've started this year, so the fantasy football season has officially begun.
It has. And to celebrate that, we're going to talk some sleepers and busts today. We want to talk sleepers and busts. How we're going to do this, we're going to talk rounds 1 through 5, then we're going to talk rounds 6 through 10, and then 11 through 15. We're not really going to talk busts 11 through 15. Obviously, they're not a bust because they're projected low anyway. So that's not really a bust. Yeah, we're basing this off of ESPN's standard rankings. So you can just, simple Google search and you can see the top 300 list or whatever it is. Might only be 200. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna give you a sleeper and a bust for both standard scoring and PPR scoring as well. So we'll talk a little bit about who we pick and why, and we'll discuss why. So Spinny, I'll let you start it off. Standard scoring in these first rounds 1 through 5. Who's a sleeper for you?
Standard scoring, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He is wide receiver 25. He finished last year 90 receptions, 912 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Obviously, 912 and 5 tutties is not huge in non-PPR, but I think coming into this year, he's only going to improve that. And I think the Lions team, especially the receivers around him, will be improved. And he's still been the clear number 1 in camp, still going to get the most targets on an improved offense. I believe Amon-Ra St. Brown will be at least a WR2, so 19 or above. I think that qualifies for a sleeper.
Yeah, I like it. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. Definitely think he's a good sleeper candidate. Mine for standard scoring is James Conner. So right now he's sitting 28th overall and RB14. Last year he was RB1, top 5 RB last year. I obviously expect some regression in the touchdown department. He just absolutely killed it in touchdowns last year. But for a guy that is the absolute clear lead back on a good offense, this is RB14 seemed a little low for me, especially in standard scoring, given his touchdown prowess. So I definitely expect him to finish ahead of RB14. And if I had to put money on it, I would say he'll finish in the top 10. I do really, if he stays healthy. Obviously, that's always been James Conner's thing. But last year he was healthy all year, and he got it done. So if he's able to stay healthy again this year, he will be an RB1. So he's my sleeper for the early rounds.
All right. So now we're going to go to PPR early rounds. My early round PPR sleeper is a man who finished in the exact spot he has projected. He finished the exact spot he has projected this year, and that is Aaron Jones, RB13. It is exactly where he finished last year. But now we're talking a complete different Packers offense. No Devontae Adams. When Devontae Adams was out last year, the biggest person that increased their target load during those games was Aaron Jones. Lots of checkdowns, lots of screens. That's how Matt LaFleur runs his offense, period. And now the Packers are going to be very much more run-based this season. More carries for A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. So while the workload might be split 50-50 as it was, there's going to be much more carries overall, meaning both getting more carries. And Aaron Jones will vastly increase his pass catching targets, I believe, from last year, given the change in their offense. So I think Aaron Jones has a chance to be an RB1, be a top 10 running back this year.
I like it. I like that one. PPR for me is Brandon Cooks, sitting at 37th overall, WR19. Last year, so some stats for you, when he had Davis Mills as his quarterback, he was on pace for 163 targets. So just ridiculous attention he's getting from Davis Mills. And he finished as a top 15 wide receiver in every single week in points per game that Davis Mills was a starter. So that's what we like. I know it's a bad team, but that's what you like to see, especially in PPR, is that high volume. So for a guy that's going to be getting, 10 plus targets every week, definitely a sleeper to finish ahead of WR19. That is for sure. That's borderline WR2. They haven't projected. But with that amount of targets, you can get borderline WR1 production out of Brandon Cooks. And
you don't think there's going to be some regression from Cooks?
I really don't. I think he's going to feed Cooks a lot. I expect Texans to be bad again, so they're going to have to pass a lot because they'll be losing games, and they're going to play catch up. I do like Nico Collins, though, second-year player for them. I think he can really step up. So if there is regression, I think it has more to do with Nico Collins stepping up than maybe Brandon Cooks losing his step a little bit. Another note about Brandon Cooks, though, is that he's finished as a top 20 wide receiver. So he's finished as at least WR2 in 6 of the last 7 years. So the odds are pretty well that he'll at least get WR2 value for him. So he's my sleeper for PPR leagues.
I like it. Should we go to busts 1 through 5 now? Or sleepers all the way through? We're going busts? Okay.
Oh, yeah, we can do let's do sleepers all the way through, actually.
Sleepers all the way through? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My 6 through 10 sleeper back to PPR. New Chiefs receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, who is wide receiver 32. Last year, Juju, 97 catches, 831, and 9 touchdowns. That was 2020. I'm sorry. That was his 2020 stat line. Last year, he only played in 5 games, so obviously it wasn't the same. The Chiefs have lost Tyreek Hill. Their receiving core has no real number one, and I think Juju, in the culture that the Chiefs have, and Andrew Reid and the amazing coaching staff, and Eric Bieniemy, and Patrick Mahomes, and the shielding on Travis Kelce and everything else, I think vastly increases his fantasy value. And especially in non-PPR in the red zone, I think he'll get a lot of targets. I think that's kind of been what he's good at, is getting close separation and making those contested catches in the red zone. So especially in areas where they're double and triple teaming Travis Kelce, look for a new one-on-one red zone target to emerge, and I think that could be Juju. I see him visiting as maybe a WR2 even this year, but for sure a high-end WR3. So under 25, I'd say WR 22 for Schuster. I think 10 above where they project him.
Yeah, I like that. Obviously, just the biggest concern with Juju is his health. So if he's able to stay on the field, he's going to produce this year, and he's definitely great value at where he's projected. Amazing value. Mine for standard is Adam Thielen. He's down to 69th overall and projected WR 33. which I understand he's got health concerns in these last couple of years. You know, he's missed games, and I understand that's why he's dropped in the rankings. But for an absolute touchdown machine, you got to take him. That's an absolute sleeper steal there at projected WR33. This is a guy that has 10 plus touchdown upside if he's healthy. So, I mean, most people that listen to this pod are Vikings fans, so you guys know how much Kirk throws the feeling in the red zone. So he is definitely a sleeper too. And what WR33? I'm gonna say about 22 as well. I think he can jump out 10 more. I do expect him to miss a couple games. He's gonna miss 1 to 3 games, I'm sure. But if he's playing at least 13, 14 games, he's giving you 10 touchdowns at least, which is amazing for standard scoring.
All right, I like it. I think as we call him in Minnesota, or as I call him in Minnesota, touchdown Jesus Adam Thielen definitely has some value.
Yes, sir.
All right, 11 through 15 Oh, I haven't given my PPR. We haven't done PPR, have we? That was standard.
Nope. PPR 6
through 10 PPR. This might be this is a surprise and not a surprise, but mine is Hunter Renfro. Hunter Renfro WR31 in PPR. Last year, obviously had a ton of catches, was a huge PPR threat. And now I know we're saying, well, Davante Adams is getting all these targets now. You know, what's going on? But in how the Raiders offense is going to develop and how Davante Adams plays, I feel like Renfro is still going to be in very much the same amount of catches per game as Adams, just on the idea that Adams is more of a deep ball receiver than Renfro. Renfro is going to be catching your 6 to 8 to 12 yard ins and slants and such across the middle. And Adams is going to be more a deep post type receiver, as how I envision Josh McDaniels using it in the system that he likes to run. Lots of feeding Josh Jacobs, lots of play action with Renfro as more of a first down short guy, and Adams running those deep post, deep crossers that McDaniels loves. So I could see Renfro having huge value in PPR just for the amount of underneath dink and dunk catches he's going to get, like in the Julian Edelman type role in Josh McDaniels' offense. So I think that could be a plus for him, and he could end up low 20s instead of 31, even despite the addition of Adams.
I like it. Mine for PPR is Allen Lazard. Obviously, he hasn't produced a lot really at all in his career up to this point, but he's obviously had Davante Adams on his team. He's opening the year as the top target for Aaron Rodgers. So the potential for a ton of targets and a ton of catches is there. He's sitting at WR36. And I mean, if he's even able to get 3/4 of the targets Davante got, this guy is going to absolutely destroy WR36. So we'll see it. We'll see if Allen Lazard's able to handle the increased workload and being guarded by all the best cornerbacks in the league. So we'll be able to see if he can handle that. But I mean, he has Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball, so that always helps. So I like Allen Lazard as a sleeper. He's currently projected like this is round 6 through 10. He's going in 8th to 10th round. So as a guy potential WR1 on his team, that you're taking that in rounds 8 to 10, no doubt.
Just as you went with yours on the assets around him overvaluing the player, that's where I'm going to go with my non-PPR 11th through 15th round. And I went quarterback here, Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay.
I think he's ranked at QB 17. I think you could see a way huge increase on that, especially given the way Mike McDaniel's going to get him wide open, Hill and Waddle on those short routes, and they're going to make him look good. They're going to make him look really good in their yards after catch. And I'm really confident in Mike McDaniel and the offense they're going to run down there in Miami, and they're going to play to his strengths very much. I could honestly see a top 12 finish from Tua in the quarterback rankings this year, given how many weapons that he has and how Miami's offense is going to look.
I agree with you about that for sure. Mine for standard is Chris Olave. So he's going to be the deep ball threat for the Saints this year. If Mike Thomas gets hurt, which these last couple of years, you know, he might get hurt again. So especially if Mike Thomas goes down, he's going to have even more opportunities to produce. And we know that receivers can produce with Jameis Winston for fantasy-wise, with Jameis Winston as the quarterback. I mean, Mike Evans went off every single year, and Olave plays a very similar style to Mike Evans. Now, I don't think he's as good as Mike Evans, obviously, but the potential to get a lot of touchdowns, and especially with Thomas's injury history, it's amazing. So, Chris Olave, the fact that he's going this late in drafts is really surprising to me.
Yeah, obviously he's more of a speedster deep baller than a jump ball deep baller like Evans, but Winston loves humming it. Absolutely loves just bombing the crap out of it. And Olave's going to get open on some of those, and he's going to be one-on-one on some of those, and Winston's going to absolutely bomb it to him. So I like that pick as well. For my PPR 11th through 15th round sleeper, I kind of cheated, honestly, fans, because this man is projected going in the 7th and 8th round, but it was too good of a sleeper pick to not pick. So I'm foregoing my 11th through 15th and cheating and picking Cordaro Patterson, PPR, RB 31. I still think this year that Patterson will get a ton of carries, especially if Mariota stays in the way they're going to run offense. They're going to do some fun stuff. They're going to get Cordell the ball a lot. He's going to run a lot, but he's going to get a lot of catches as well. And especially as a running back, those catches really, really, really add up. Last year, he was a top 20 running back, top 15 running back, I believe. And I think he could be right and around that 20 mark again as well. I know I've said that for my last three, 6th through 10th and 11th through 15th, but I think Cordero could definitely make a big difference on a championship team, especially in a flex role in our deeper 2 flex type leagues.
I like that. Okay, my last sleeper, 11 through 15. A guy that has, he might even be more projected around 10. He might be, but he has no business being this late in my eyes, and that's Christian Kirk. He's projected 95th overall and WR40 for a guy that was just paid $20 million. That's going to see the field every single damn snap. This is way too late for me. WR40, that's what? Finished WR5 then? No, he will definitely exceed that. He's going to get hella targets. And, I mean, you pay the man $20 million. He's going to be on the field literally every single play. So I expect improvement from Trevor Lawrence this year in year 2 and from the Jaguars offense as a whole in their new system. So I love Christian Kirk late. I absolutely think he has WR2 potential this year for sure.
I like it. That's the sleepers. Sleepers are done. Got them up. Draft them up. I think, Bus, you have some honorable mention sleepers for us a little bit here. Give them a list of a couple guys you saw and you want to still take a look at.
I just want to mention some names late. These guys are all projected late. Go ahead and try to snag these guys in your draft. Dameon Pierce, running back for Texans, should open as their starter or will become their starter at some point. Isaiah Pacheco, I don't really know how to say his last name. He's been climbing the depth charts, running back depth charts in Kansas City, and he has a great chance to be RB2 this year. And as we know, Clyde gets hurt a lot, doesn't really produce a ton. So there's potential for a lot of playing time there. Isaiah McKenzie is opening as the slot receiver for the Bills, which obviously we love Josh Allen's weapons there. Jalen Tolbert opening season as WR2 for the Cowboys. Rondale Moore should have a lot of increased targets this year with Hopkins suspended to begin the season. And also Kingsbury said that they're looking to increase Rondale Moore's role in the offense too this year. So that's interesting to see. Christian Watson or Romeo Dubes, both rookies for the Packers. It'll be interesting. Obviously, the WR1 spot's completely open, so it'll be interesting to see if either of those rookies are able to jump Allen Lazard. And then Tyler Algier. I know you still got faith in Cordero getting carries, so do I. But Tyler Algier, backup for Cordero on the Falcons there, obviously has the chance to get a lot of playing time for a team that's bad and might look to just play their rookies. So those are names to watch at the end of the draft.
I like it. I like it a lot. Lots of sleepers going on. Pick them up, pick us up. Let us know what you think. Roast us up if you think some of our guys are going to be busts. And speaking of that, now we have
Let's do bust.
The sucky part. All these guys are good players. We just think they're going to rank lower in their fantasy value than they are projected. Okay, so we're going to start again with 1 through 5 here. Like we said, as we get in the later rounds, we might just start naming guys off and not necessarily going in order, but we will have one for these first 1 through 5 rounds for both. So we're going to start with non-PPR. My non-PPR bust is T. Higgins. T. Higgins ranked as WR9. Had a good season last year. He was top 20 in PPR. But I never am confident in a player getting top 10 in wide receiver ratings when he's not the number one target on his own team. So it's a little sketchy to me, given Jamar Chase is going to get most of those targets. If Higgins stays healthy, I think he could be 20, 15, in that 15 to 20 range. But I think WR9 is very exaggerated for where T. Higgins, especially given all the targetable players on his team and that he's not the number one option as well.
I like those reasonings there. Deontay Johnson is mine for standard. I don't think there's not a lot of potential for touchdown scoring here in Pittsburgh. I just don't trust Kenny Pickett in year one, and I definitely don't trust Mitch Trubisky. So he's currently projected WR.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
The third overall pick, Mitch freaking Trubisky. You know, stud. You know, the playoff winning, Pro Bowl making Mitch Trubisky. You don't trust him?
Oh my gosh! Shut up, Spinny. WR18 he's projected. I think there's a very good chance he finishes below that. That's low end WR2. I picture more of a WR3 coming from Deontay Johnson. And again, like Spinny said, these are all talented guys. I personally really love Deontay Johnson. I think he's great. I just don't trust quarterback play at all. So that's a guy I have as a bust.
All right. Now to PPR. And this will be mainly the end of my bust list. I have a couple other honorable mentions, but it was harder as we got into the later rounds, and I didn't want to mislead y'all. So we just stick with these early round ones that I think might rank lower. And PPR RB10 is Leonard Fournette. I do not know in PPR, given all the options and the way they're gonna randomly do the Bucks backfield as usual, if he gets enough catches to make up for that, especially with all the wide receiver targets they had and kind of how their offense is. Brady does love checking down a lot, but I don't think Lenny quite makes RB10.
Interesting. That was surprising for me, given your fandom for the Bucks, or at least right now fandom, while Tom Brady's still on the team. My
bandwagon fandom.
Yeah. Another bust I want to talk about is Cooper Kupp. Whoa. Did I just say Cooper Kupp after the season he put up last year? Yes, I did. Right now he's sitting projected.
Sauce.
If you don't agree with my statements, here we go. He's projected third overall and WR1 for PPR. I think he is 100% regressing in every single category. I don't expect him to put up 140 catches, 18 touchdowns, and 1,900 yards again. So he's going to regress in every single category. Not to mention the increased potential for your guys like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. And he lost KOC. He lost the offensive mind that got him open all the damn time. Jefferson has already talked about how he understands now why Kupp was always open last year, playing for KLC, even just in this training camp preseason. So I'm kind of concerned about that. I still think Kupp's an absolute lock for WR1. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if he might not even finish top 5 WR. There's guys out there that can definitely jump him this year. So I would say he's just more of a bust given where he's going. He's going third or fourth in every draft, and I don't think he's going to give you top 5 overall scoring this season. So that's why I'm considering him a bust. But he is obviously still a first-round pick. I'm not saying he's not a first-round pick. Still pick him, all that. But if I was sitting at 3 and 4, I don't necessarily know if I would take Cooper Kupp this year.
I could see that actually. You make some good arguments there, and I think I definitely think Kupp will take a big step back. Not a big step back, but maybe a small step back this year in his production. All right, so what do you got for us on the 6 through 10 ranking, Bus? You got some non-PPR or PPR busts for us?
I do have two more busts I want to talk about. That's Miles Sanders. He is projected RB25 right now. Last year, he finished RB46 and had 0 touchdowns. 0. Not a receiving or running touchdown. So I'm not liking that projection. I think he's going to fall back to RB30s, 40s like he was last year, with their backup running backs always being involved in the game and how much Jalen Hurts runs the ball in the red zone. I don't like Miles Sanders' outlook at all coming into this season.
You are a Miles Sanders hater on record, though, so that makes sense that you don't like his value.
That's facts. Amari Cooper would be the other one, sitting at WR29. I just think, obviously, given Jacoby Brissett for the first 11 games and not Deshaun Watson, that's going to hurt his value.
You mean
time.
Jimmy Garoppolo?
So, if they make that trade, I might have to reconsider this statement then.
That trade is made. This is going back on freezing cold takes, but I do think Jimmy Garoppolo could be a Brown. All right. Is that wrapped up, or you got some more? You got any more busts for us? Busts?
No,
bus?
that was it. I think that's good for our sleepers and busts segment. Let us know what you guys think. Drop comments if you disagree with any of us, or also drop your comments for busts and sleepers. We're interested in hearing your guys' thoughts as well as we head into this fantasy season, for sure.
Well, Bus, would you like your mini for the winning? Your 1-0 win?
Well, I can think of a topic.
Well, we're going to start here in 3, 2, 1. It's going to have to be extemporaneous. And ready, set.
All right, fans. Mini for the winnie. I was finally the winner once again. Maybe I should just in fact, let's get Spinny back on here. I just want to talk for a little bit about how Spinny didn't pay up on this bet for months. Just absolutely atrocious. I will never forgive how long this took. And he didn't even actually complete the bet because that's not technically a shirt. So
it is a shirt.
I don't know.
I'm wearing a shirt.
Okay, I guess you're wearing a shirt, but it took him way too long, but I'm glad he finally did it. This is awesome to see. So that's all I have to say to end this episode. Spin, do you have any closing thoughts? We actually don't have a Q&A this week, so.
Oh yeah, we do. We have a last.
You have one?
Q&A entry. I do have one.
Okay.
Brought to you by my wonderful fiance. We are gonna do a pain or irritating based Q&A. Would you rather today from Mariah? Would you rather be sunburnt or have a bunch of mosquito bites? Bad sunburn or bunch of mosquito bites?
I think I'm going to go sunburn.
Why?
I feel like every time I get a really bad sunburn, once I put aloe vera on there, I'm just like instantly relieved. And I feel like my itching, especially if there are zillions of mosquito bites all over me, I even with anti-itch cream, I feel like I'm still going to be like scratching them and stuff. And I don't know. I feel like I can handle the sunburn a little more.
Yeah, I'd rather be sunburned 100p. I think the irritation is a lot less given that. Yeah.
So you're agreeing with me?
Less. Yeah, I didn't want to. I thought you were gonna pick mosquito bites, so
I
wanted to roast you up, but I guess I gotta agree today. It's tough.
Spitty agreeing with me. That's tough for you.
Not as tough as that 1-0 loss, but
all
right. Well,
yeah, that's it for episode 26. We will drop one
right at that hour level too. Perfect.
I know, it's crazy. Lot shorter. Usually our last couple episodes are like 1:45. So A lot shorter for you guys. On this episode, we will be dropping episode 27. I think we're planning to release that Friday morning. So stay tuned for that. That'll also be probably about an hour-ish episode as well. That'll be our last complete MLB update. We're going to do that. We're going to talk some award predictions and stuff as we start to move into September and wind up this MLB season. So look for that this weekend.
And
he took it off.
Long live the Jayhawk haters.
Oh, you're too funny, Spinny. All right. Peace out, y'all. We'll see you at episode 27.
And we hate the Jayhawks.